Hi, Pero. I'm going to post this to you basically about vegetarianism. I saw your video and I was actually just going to get on camera, but I really don't like the other side of the camera, so I'm not going to do that. But I watched your video about vegetarianism and I am a vegetarian, as you might know. I'm not sure. I've been a vegetarian almost all of my adult life, basically all of it. And I grew up off and on in Texas, and I I mean, you mentioned that you only eat grass fed beef. Now, first of all, I'm not here to tell you what you should or shouldn't eat. When I first became a vegetarian, I used to sort of get this attitude that I needed to tell people what they should or shouldn't do. Um, and so I'm not here to tell you that because I know that doesn't work after having tried it a few times. Um, but when I was growing up, I I watched my uncle and my cousin, and I helped even raise cows. Well, I lived with them for a while, and my male cousin was raising cows, and so I was helping. And he never did this, and my uncle never did this, but I became emotionally attached. Deeply emotionally attached, and to the cows. If you're going to eat meat, it seems to me that you should slaughter it yourself. But I know it seems to me sounds preachy, so forget I said seems to me. But we one day took these cows that I had hand raised, and I was very attached to, a mother cow and the calf as well, and a couple of others, and we drove them um, to the stockyards where they would be kept in fattening pens and slaughtered in a few days after we took them in. I also watched cows being slaughtered. If you've watched my videos before, this is like the rhyme of the ancient mariner for me. I tell this story over and over because it had a deep impact on me. Watching these cows be slaughtered was for me very traumatic. I didn't slaughter them myself, but I watched them being slaughtered. I also watched a hog butchering when in Oklahoma when I was growing up, and it is one of the most gruesome things you can ever watch. A farm hog butchering. If somebody tells you that this is farm slaughtered hog or pork, you should ask yourself how it's being slaughtered. Because when I watched this hog butchering, they got into a circle. Oh, you don't even want to know. I don't want to talk about it. I also watched my grandmother wring chickens' necks. So I grew up uh, watching this. Nobody, my sister, my cousins, nobody else became a vegetarian. So I don't know if I saw something they didn't see or what, but it always had a traumatic meaning for me that we are willing to inflict this kind of hurt on animals who've done nothing to us, who haven't harmed us in any way, just because we like the taste of meat. Um, so, I'm the only one in my family who had this reaction. But even now, it's like I don't understand why people aren't more circumspect. What does it take to make people more circumspect? If you go into your grocery store and you pick up some shrink wrapped, quote, beef, unquote, it may or may not be beef. I mean, that's obvious from the international scandal. Um, it may be horse. You don't know what it is. You don't know what you're eating. Um, and the real truth is, um, it's possible to survive without meat. And I know there are all these arguments about if we just did away with meat, we wouldn't be able to raise enough for the world's population in vegetables. I'm not sure I buy that at all. I know that beef and cows and lambs um, graze on land that can't be farmed. Um, but I think we're resourceful, and I don't think that's even a problem because I don't think many people are going. It's why I don't understand, but the truth is, people will not think about what they eat from an ethical perspective. And if you talk about it, you often get people telling you what you should feel about this. And I'm not trying to tell you what you should feel. I'm just telling you what my experience is. You can feel anything you want. But I don't think we should talk past each other. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I understand that you are more advanced along caring what you put in your mouth than a lot of people who just go and buy, Big Macs and don't really care where it came from. Um, so that's good, but maybe I don't know. I don't know. This is rambly, and I may or might not post this, but I really think we need to just talk about this without trying to make it a hostile thing. And I understand. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but um, I just think maybe a little more thought, um, and maybe I should be giving this more thought. I mean, maybe you know, convince me that the position of eating meat is a good one. I mean, if you had seen what I saw, if you had slaughtered your own meat, not you personally, Piero, I mean, that might not be a bad idea, but if you're not willing to kill it yourself in order to eat it, there seems to me to be a problem. But that's just my perspective. Anyway, this is a really crappy video, but I might post it. I don't know. Take care. Bye bye.